Where do you stand on veteran issues?
As a veteran myself, Ed Bridges, I am a member of the Veterans of Foreign Wars, and a member of the DAV as a disabled American veteran. I think one of the groups of people in our country that we owe the most to are our veterans. We wouldn't be sitting here in our own freedom if it weren't for the veterans. We must follow their promises. It's an abomination to me that we send a young man to war, he loses a limb, and he comes back home, he has to buy the prosthetic. That isn't right. So as far as that goes, they ought to have the exact, everything we've promised them, and then some. Yes,
Steve Norton, I'm a veteran as well. I was enlisted in the Army for 4 years, and I've got a few issues with the military. I love the military, and the only reason why I feel comfortable speaking about military issues is obviously because I feel we're in a group that is all former military. Because I have a lot of loyalty to our military, and it's a family tradition of mine that all men serve. But having said that, I was at a rally a couple days ago, and a retired Marine says his son just got out of the Army, and he hasn't been able to find a job for 90 days. There is a program, I can speak for the Army, there is a program that's set up that's extremely underfunded that allows soldiers to go prior to their being released from the military. They can get their resumes done. These are usually spouses that work in these departments, and that specific department needs to get more funding so that our soldiers, when they do come back, they can find jobs and qualified jobs. They're not just, they've already did their time to serve and be severely underpaid for what they've done. Now it's time to get them good jobs when they get back out, and that's one of the biggest things I want to see happen. I'm Steve Norton.
I'm Brad Lutweiler. Veterans issues is a pretty broad canvas. There are a lot of veterans issues. There are a lot of active military personnel issues. My website, Vote for Brad, that's F-O-R, brad.com, enumerates various positions on military issues for military personnel and their families. I am appalled. I am humiliated by the fact that we have active duty service personnel whose families are on public assistance because we don't pay them enough. I am appalled by the fact that I teach down at the university and I have a student showing up in my classroom 72 hours after returning from theater who didn't get any decompression time, who didn't get any counseling. I am appalled by the fact that when it goes beyond the anecdotal, when it's not just one or two examples, but it turns into thousands and then tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands, that our members of Congress are not dropping everything that they're doing and taking care of these people. They have made a huge sacrifice, both the veterans and their families. Why we are not taking care of them across the board, broad spectrum, is a complete mystery to me. And I think it probably has a lot to do with a lot of members of Congress were not active. Some of them were. But I think there are a lot of those 60s era Bill Clintonite, draft dodging kind of people who just really didn't understand the value of what the veterans provided for us. We've got to restore that, and it can't just be lip service either. It has to be real, tangible results. I'm Brad Lutweiler.
Are we allowed to rebuttal whenever we like, or?
Well, I've been trying to give a little fluid and flexibility. The less folks that there are up as candidates, the more leeway that we get. Unfortunately, I'm being told that we're almost out of time, so here's what I'd like to do. I'd like for each one of you to take 2 minutes, give your platform, say whatever you'd like to do, and let it rip.
Our men and women that come out of the armed forces, they don't need handouts. They've proven that already. What they do need is just a leg up when they're getting ready to out-process from the military, because you're going from one world into another world, and it's nothing like the world you just left. So as long as they get their out-processing before they leave, I think they're good to go. I came out, I started working immediately. Day one, I didn't have any issues. I got my job. That's what I did. I want to stand for a new face for a new Congress. There's too many politicians out there, and I was asked at another event why I'm starting so high. I've never ran for anything else before, and I said because I'm tired of the politicians that I see in there. And I got on the internet and I saw what the people stood for that were already running, and I decided I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. I haven't taken a single donation yet, and I've been running quite a bill up, and it's because I believe that I can make changes. It's not a pie in the sky. It's our government, just like Abraham Lincoln said. I'm Steve Norton. Thank you.
I'm Ed Bridges. I'm in this for this document right here. It's been abused. We all took an oath of office to it. We never have been eliminated from that oath, nor does it have a statute of limitation. We need to get the citizens back into control of our government and follow this with everything they do. We need to get the politicians out so that we do not have career politicians. The career politicians are causing us the grief. They get in there, they have raised millions of dollars for a job that pays them less than $200,000 for 2 years, and they call that freedom and unbiased voting. I don't think so. I think they're voting for the people who've given them the money. We've got to get the special interests out, put citizens in, keep the term limits, control the politicians, control our government. And we get that done, then we make English as our primary language, and we stay with that, and we keep under God in our Pledge of Allegiance. And next thing, and one of the most paramount things that we all must do, just like you do at home, we must get a handle on our debt. We must stop spending, and we must get a handle on the nice to have things. It's been nice. We've had a nice run up. People have enjoyed a lot of things, but we have an entitlement culture now, and we must break that entitlement culture. We are becoming bonded, literally bonded to the people to whom we owe our money, and that's not a good sign. George Washington says the only people who can keep this document are the people. That's you and me, not a career politician. I'm Ed Bridges.